Thank you, Mark. And I give the floor to the Ambassador of Indonesia, Djan.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I would like to start by paying tribute to Ambassador Mark Paxton, our dear colleague, as I believe this is the last time he will be in chambers. Thank you so much, Mark, for excellent collaboration all this time. Mr. President, I would like to also thank the Special Envoy Martin Griffith, USG Mark Lowcock, as well as Ms. Wada Al-Saidi and Dr. Raja Abdullah Ahmed Al-Masabi. The fast spread of COVID-19 in Yemen and its high mortality rate is indeed worrying and demand the international community's attention. From the briefers, we have confirmed that COVID-19 in Yemen is as deadly as the conflict itself. Just want to quote what USG Mark Lowcock warned, that Yemen cannot afford to fight two battles at the same time. Martin also gave a gloomy picture of prolonged escalation and suffering. And after hearing the briefers, we are riding once again on a roller coaster. There was a glimmer of hope some time ago, and then suddenly they are slipping away the chance for peace. In that regard, let me highlight three important points in conjunction with the briefing we have just received. First, we cannot overemphasize that a political solution is urgently needed. We are hopeful that the joint declaration can be agreed upon soon. This will determine the future of Yemen, as the new agreement will reinvigorate the momentum of peace that is currently fading away, as indicated by the increase in hostilities. As the draft agreement will also consist of important confidence-building, humanitarian and economic measures, alongside the continuation of the peace process and a nationwide ceasefire, we are confident that this is what the Yemeni people need now. In that connection, Indonesia would like to reiterate its support of the Special Envoy's effort, with the Council ready to support his effort to facilitate an inclusive, Yemeni-led and owned peace process. The second point is that we cannot undermine the threat of COVID-19 to the overall humanitarian situation. As saving people's life has consistently been our top priority in the Security Council, it is indeed frustrating that we continue to hear from Mark Lowcock every month on the constant or even worsening humanitarian situation in Yemen. And COVID-19, with its restriction, reduced remittance, locusts, flood, and significant underfunding for humanitarian response this year, has exacerbated an already dire situation. The COVID pandemic is also forcing great number of people into displacement, which will further complicate humanitarian assistance. With this in mind, pushing for a nationwide ceasefire for purposes of the humanitarian is not an excessive demand. We would also, again, like to express concern that there has been no progress on the matter of the Safar oil tanker that we expected so much following the 15th of July meeting. We urge Ansar Allah to give access to the UN assessment team to enable needed assessment and necessary repairs. The third point is that we must stay true to the cause and the previously agreed commitments. The previously agreed commitments, including the Stockholm and Riyadh Agreement, as well as relevant UNSC resolution, including 2216, are legal documents that provide building blocks for a bigger peace agreement. As we previously stated that just because some parts are complicated for implementation does not mean we should toss away the whole agreement. We are also delighted to hear that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is continuing its efforts to facilitate the government of Yemen and STC for the implementation of the Riyadh Agreement. The Council has the obligation to monitor this, as its commitments remain valid and relevant. The adoption of Resolution 2534 to extend UMHA mandate for 1 year from 6 months is once again a testament that UMHA is still and continue to be important and relevant. The ceasefire in Hodeidah is helping to calm the situation, which is crucial for the humanitarian lifeline. In conclusion, Mr. President, months after months in the Council, we have been hopeful about progress on the Yemeni file. We started back in January 2019 with the Stockholm Agreement, where we were full of hope that peace would finally happen, and yet we are still here with a bleak situation. Time is running out. As we approach the holy celebration of Eid al-Adha at the end of this week, which symbolizes the need to make sacrifice or kurban, we appeal to all parties to make the necessary sacrifices for the sake of peace, to be flexible in negotiation, to restrain from further violence, and to strive for peace. That is the ultimate sacrifice for the people of Yemen. I thank you, Mr. President.
I thank Djani, the Ambassador of Indonesia, for his statement. And I'll give the floor to the Ambassador of the United States, Kelly. You have the floor.